Hey, this is Tony here with Salt Strong, and in this video I want to talk about how I like to fish shallow using a Hobie with a Mirage Drive. Now, I stayed away from the Hobies for a while just because I thought it would be really difficult to fish shallow while using the pedals, but it turns out that I am pretty much stand-up fishing 99% of the time when I'm using the Hobie. So you can take the pedals out, or you can push them up against the hull like so. You would just have the pedals away from each other, and then you'll use a bungee cord, which is usually installed on the kayak, to keep it locked in place there. And that actually keeps the fins up against the hull so you can stay shallow. The only thing I don't like about this is that when you are trying to maneuver using a paddle, it makes it a little harder to turn just because the fins create a lot of drag when you're trying to turn or move forward. So what I prefer to do is just use the pedals to get to where I'm going, and then I'll just pop them out and put the plug in that comes with the kayak, or you can purchase them separately. Put that plug in, helps keep water from pushing up, and also helps keep you from dropping your tools or anything down into the hole. And then the pedals, I'll just put them in the tank, or the tank well behind me, and out of the way. And now I can fish shallow wherever I'm at. Now, if you do happen to get into an area where it's pretty shallow and you can't have the fins fully extended, when your feet are together, the fins are fully extended straight down. When your feet are apart, the fins are up against the hole. So what you can do is flutter kick. I heard about this. I wasn't a Hobie owner for a while, and everybody said, oh, you can just flutter kick, but nobody really explained what it was. And all you're doing is pulsing your feet back and forth. This keeps the fins up against the hull, and it doesn't have them fully extended down to the bottom, so you have more clearance. And as you can see, it still moves me at a pretty good speed. So that is the flutter kick. I looked for videos, couldn't really find many out there, so I just wanted to demonstrate that. Of course, if you've owned a Hobie, I'm sure you know this, but there are a lot of people out there that don't own one or may be interested in getting one, and this is the little trick you do to pedal shallow. Then once you clear that shallow area, you can go back to full pedaling and get back at normal speed. Another thing, when I am fishing and I may be drifting, if I'm moving along and I go to make a cast, if I stop pedaling, I will keep those pedals separated to keep those fins up against the hole. That way, if I do happen to drift into anything or close to anything that's very shallow, I won't risk damaging the fins. Yes, I know there's a new drive out there. Depending on when you're watching this video, there's a new drive coming out, or it's already out, where the fins actually kick back or retract if you do happen to hit something. And then once you clear, you can pedal again and it pops those fins back into place. But for those of us with the older drives, again, just keep those fins up against the hole while you're fishing or while you're drifting, so that you don't risk hitting those fins on anything that you may drift over. So that will wrap up this video. Again, I know there are some newer drives that are coming out. Depending on when you're watching this video, they're either about to come out or they are already out, that allow you to fish more effectively shallow. But if you have some of these older drives where the fins don't kick up, these are just some tips to help you out, because again, when I first got a Hobie and before I got a Hobie, I had no idea how the drives worked or how to effectively fish shallow with these drives. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.